Today we're rating AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards, starting with the Associa Guild Gift. This is a 3-mana X sorcery. Associa Guild Gift deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of creatures. Don't reveal the top 3 cards of your library, and each choice you control become one immediately. A card that has no idea what it's trying to do. Started off fine, and then it just sort of like blended in with another card that has almost no relevance to this card in the first place. I almost would say this is a gave up halfway type of card, because it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of... And then it just kind of goes off into another card. Creatures don't reveal the top 3 cards of your library, and each choice you control, you become one. I would actually classify this as a... gave up half. I don't know. Do we have that though on the bingo card? Here is our new bingo card today. Compliments of the community. Let's see. We have Dangers, votes for flying deeply, and Sprout does nothing, has the flips. But where is... We do have gave up halfway. Right over here. Whoops, right over here. We're already on our way to our first bingo. Unbelievable. Nikachu, shouldn't you make like a role on the Discord server to ping everyone when the show starts? I don't want to ping people that often. If you know how to invent that type of thing that only pings people who want to subscribe to it, I'd be all for it. Don't worry, YouTube's gonna show people. YouTube's gonna show people. Yeah, our new bingo card. So make sure you got it screen captured if you want to be part of the bingos. You gotta let me know. I leave it up to you all. Okay, Associate Guild Gift absolutely does nothing. There's really no commentary on this. First you see it, then you don't. Next up, we got the Gloom Seeker. This is the Gloom Seeker Calcawait. It's an artifact. You may choose not to untap this artifact. If you do, you lose the game. Oh my goodness. You may choose not to, but we need to... Well, hold on. What if it's already untapped? Do I have a choice? Or I'm just committing Sudoku here. You may choose not to untap this artifact. If you do, you lose the game. Actually, hold on. I'm a little confused. You may choose not... I can choose not to untap. Oh, so I want it untapped. So basically, if it's ever tapped, I will always want it untapped at my upkeep. I get it, okay. So if we somehow tap this card to play, I can't remember what the convoke is for artifacts, but if we ever tapped it for whatever reason, I don't even know how we got it in play. The thing doesn't even have a mana cost. It has a mana cost of nothing. Not 0, nothing. So we have to get it in play with like As Foretold or something, or a cascade spell. It's a very, very bizarre idea. Yeah, so if you untap it or if you choose not to. So if we choose not to untap the artifact. So at our upkeep, we're gonna have the choice. Are we gonna let it untap as usual, or are we gonna just let it stay tapped? If I let it stay tapped, we're a goner. If we let it untap as usual, we're doing great. We're doing fine. This is the type of card that you play to get out of a game, to go home early. You know, it's 12:30 in the morning. You have work at 7 a.m. You're already calculating how much time it takes for you to get home, go to sleep, wake up, shower, and do the whole shabam all over again. You don't have time for that. You know what? You're going to play your Gloom Seeker. You're going to have it tapped, and then you're going to make sure you get out of this game. It's the only way to do it. Urza Saga, actually, great question. Urza Saga cannot find cards like this, and I'll tell you why. Because Urza Saga very specifically says you have to find a card with mana value 1 or mana value 0. And this is mana value of nothing. Very good question. It does nothing and difficult to put on the field. Very difficult to put on the field. Difficult to actually lose the game. You need to enable this somehow. I mean, you could tap it with a blue thing like Fire and Ice. So you ice it, tap target permanent. That actually might work. We have Teutonic Nightmare. My pod used to say scoop at instant speed to give up. Well, this doesn't even do that. Nope, it's a very slow way. It's interesting. Wait, you have a rule? Used to say scoop at instant speed. Oh, I see. You guys just used to say when you wanted to lose, like, okay, on the stack, I'd like to scoop, and I'm done. So we also have High Wind Knight. You need to cheat it on the field. Donate it and then Mind Slaver it. Oh, to make... Hold on, no. Oh, yeah, you need to Mind Slaver the opponent to force them to lose. That is a lot of mental gymnastics for one card. Some people might be up for the challenge, though. That is an achievement unlocked type of objective. You have a mission. Would you like to accept it? It's the Gloom Seeker, Project Gloom Seeker. And it's more gloomy than you would think. A lot of work to finish your mission. Captain Rumia says, if it were 12:30 in the morning, would I be able to figure out how to play this? Well, if you put in your deck, you must have a plan. You gotta have a plan in the first place. All right, weirdly doable. Not useful at all. Some people will just throw this in your rank. People will open this in a pack, like, what the hell is this? It's just thrown behind them. Straight to the bulk bin. We did it. We made Mindslaver make the opponent lose. No, to be honest, Mindslaver usually doesn't make the opponent lose. Like, you need a looping lock in order to make that happen. Take one turn off of your opponent. Like, that doesn't really do a whole lot. You'd be surprised how little damage you can do. If you can loop Mindslaver, then it works. But here, yes, this is a one. You're gonna kill them. You're gonna kill them. You destroy them. Yeah, more news at 8. Okay, Gloomseeker. Barely doable. Next up, we got the Phyrexian Legacy. That literally sounds like a card that should have been in one of the Phyrexian sets. So it's a 2-mana Sumpururatirity card type, completely new card type. Never heard of that one before. So enchant until end of turn. A little confusing. Instructions aren't clear. Some assembly required. And also, creatures you control gain protection from artifacts. Okay, that I understand. Now, the first question I think we should all have on our minds is this something that goes on the stack? Is this a new permanent type? Is this somewhere? Is this it's a Sumpururatirity card. Is this like a new split-second instant effect? It's just basically like a card type that is faster than instant speed and will resolve immediately. Oh, no, it has to be a permanent. It says enchant until end of turn. Oh, you know what? Actually, that sounds like new design space. So it's almost like a card that, how do I put it? It's a card type. It's like a pump spell, but in physical form. Imagine Giant Growth said, enchant until end of turn, enchanted creature gets +3/+3. I think that's what this thing is saying. Enchant, although it doesn't specify what we can enchant, so I'm going to assume we can enchant anything. We can enchant a land, a creature, another enchantment, an artifact, a planeswalker. And it's only until end of turn, then it's going to fall off. And creatures, and while it's in play, creatures you control gain protection from artifacts, which may or may not actually be important. Yeah, temporary enchantment. So yeah, basically, but you can interact with it. That's the difference. So so opponents can interact with this type of aura, whereas in the past, like, you can't interact with a Giant Growth. It's not like you can destroy the +3/+3 on Giant Growth. Instead, here with the Phyrexian Legacy, you could Boseiju or disenchant the Phyrexian Legacy. Dress Down already does this, but Dress Down doesn't buff. Dress Down Shrink. This thing buffs in some weird way. Highwind Knight. So I wish I knew how to pronounce this properly. Sumpururatirity. All right, I think I got the hand of it. Sumpururatirity is an interactable until end of turn sorcery effect. That is right. That is right. It's new design space. Can you enchant your graveyard from exiling it? No, I don't think you can enchant. Graveyard is a zone. It's not a card type. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it didn't specify what you can enchant. Actually, that's a good point. How many? But nothing technically enchants the graveyard except uncards. Those don't count yet. They don't exist. Use this. A permanent enchantment that enchants temporary. Sounds like a funny oxymoron. I know. Oh, yeah, you say, yeah, it's because it's permanent, but it's not permanent at all. It's very temporary. Dominicus, that's an interesting idea. An aura that only stays an aura until end of turn and then becomes a normal enchantment. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be until end of turn. I imagine, like, I'm not entirely sure. I would assume that if it can't enchant something, then that means it just falls off and it goes to the graveyard. That's the way I'm interpreting this. So you have to enchant something because it's or is it? Would they call it an aura? So is this like an enchantment in play, or is this an enchantment on something? It feels like when you say enchant, that means you have to enchant something. It's not its own standalone type of enchantment. Anyway, I like the design space. I think this is cool. As janky of this the card is, I like it. I like where it's going. Is there a new design space thing on the bingo card? Look at it, still land. Unexplored design space. Hold on, where we go? I think this is like an aura that sacrifices itself at end of turn. A very special type of aura. Okay, moving on. We've got Glow's Piles. This is a Simic card for 3 mana. It's an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discover 3. How is that a cost? Discover 3, scry 1, then draw 2 cards. How is drawing cards a cost? It's not a cost. That's free. So on Discover 3, we're going to get a card. We're going to scry 1, and then we're going to draw 2 more cards for the low price of 3 mana. It's a whole lot. This card doesn't even resolve. It doesn't need to resolve. We get all of it on the we get this as part of drawing the, like, trying to cast the card. This is the first card in Magic the Gathering where the cost of playing it is literally its effect. It's like lightning. It's like playing Lightning Bolt for 1 mana, and an additional cost of playing Lightning Bolt deal 3 damage to an opponent, which means it already did its job. By the time this thing goes on the stack, it doesn't do it. It actually doesn't do anything. Yeah, we got it's splitter seconds, even faster than the original split second. Islarv says Discover 3 is a cascade effect, so do you resolve the Discover spell before or after the scry? I would imagine it happens first. It happens in sequence of the cards. So you're going to Discover 3. I don't get it. So, hon, is this all triggering before this card even goes on the stack? The Glow's Piles? I guess you could still stifle it. You can stifle the Discover 3 part. I don't know about the scry 1, draw 2. That's just completely free. Additional cost is only Discover. Oh, well, no, because they would have it in separate sentences. So I think the entire thing as an additional cost to cast the spell Discover 3. Otherwise, scry 1, then draw 2 cards would be in its own paragraph. The whole thing is an additional cost to cast this spell, if I'm interpreting this thing properly. Oh boy, factually uncounterable, but you can't copy it for value. No, I think you can counter the Discover 3. I think that might trigger. I might be wrong about it. Yeah, it's part of the cost, so you would do it. Then I think the scry 1 and draw 2 cards is the effect if it doesn't get countered. Otherwise, the card does nothing as a spell. I think the card does... Oh, believe me, look, we've done a lot of AI-generated cards. There are a lot of cards that do nothing upon resolution. It's not the first, second, third, or 20th time that we've encountered a card like that. Ozuf, as an additional cost to cast this spell, deal 3 damage to target opponent. Yeah. TD, no new line between Discover and the scry. Exactly. So I think the whole thing. But the comma and the point, I don't get it. You mean the period? You can't counter the payment of costs? Well, would Discover not trigger? Would that not be a trigger that you can interact with? I would think it's something. Discover 3 is the cost. Oh, what if... Okay, so I'm assuming... So I guess a card like this, it would just resolve. You know, you Discover 3, it's uninteractable. You get your Discover 3, you scry 1, then you draw 2 cards, and then you're like, okay, you want to interact with my Glow's Piles? I suppose not. Okay, Teutonic Nightmare says, as an additional cost to cast this spell, each opponent sacrifices all lands. Oh my god, sacrifices all lands they control, scry 1, and then draw a card. I like the idea of a semi-counterable spell that is part of its effect as a cost. No, there's a lot of new design space cards here today. Old Boy says there's no trigger because it doesn't use when, whenever, or at. Okay, good point, actually, Old Boy. Very, very good point. Rye Bread, similar to how you can't counter sacrificing a creature. Exactly. Well, no, but that I understand. It's usually Discover 3 has some sort of triggerish effect, but I guess not. It would just happen. You just Discover 3, get your like sort of cascade effect in. Kero says, I wonder if you discover into a Grand Abolisher effect, can they then simply not respond to the effect too? It's possible. The AI is showing us the 2036 cards. Don't say that, Steve Cooper. 2036 isn't really that far away. That's very scary to think of. The type of Magic cards we have right now and the type of Magic cards we're going to have to deal with 10 years from now. This is like super Yu-Gi-Oh style stuff. Okay, we're going to take a look at more of these crazy AI-generated cards, but we're going to take a small break to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com, the my favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. Where do you think I'm going to get my Lorwyn Eclipse Merfolk from? You better be right. That's going to be FusionGamingOnline.com. Not to mention, you can also pre-order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're a fan of Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, maybe the Shredder and Krang, check them out and get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though, to get 5% off all your purchases at checkout. Plus, it supports, of course, the channel. And back to our regularly scheduled AI show. Finally, what Distant Coder wanted, a card with a positive cost. A little too positive, you might say. Okay, pretty strong, but doable. Very, very doable. Okay, we got Convede. This is a double blue sorcery. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield attached to a creature. Well, hold on, attached to target creature? What the hell? Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield attached to target creature. I would imagine, like, the only ones you're allowed to put on the battlefield are the ones that are auras? Or maybe... Okay, hold on. Not just auras. There are a few other cards that can attach to other creatures, like, what was that? There was this mechanic where it was like half aura, half creature. That might also count. Oh, equipment? You could put equipment on? Yeah, auras, equipment, and bestow creatures. There was bestow. That could also work. There might be a few other ones. Maybe mutate creatures? That's right, mutate creatures. We're thinking of it right now. The possibilities, the creative juices are flowing. Or as an equipment, stick to creatures. Any creature that hasn't an attached attachment effect fall off at end of turn. Oh, just what Colossus Hammer needs, more cheap support. That's right. That, you know, honestly, with a card like Convede, I don't think Colossus Hammer is the thing that you should be scared about at this point. Jigra, so attach a land, a battle, creature, and artifact to target creature. No, I don't think that's how it would work. I imagine it has to be anything that could legally attach, but they don't want to name all the card types. Look, the AI cards, they're opening design space for the future, all right? They don't want to pigeonhole themselves to cards like Pernicious Deed, which very specifically specified what gets blown up. So this is like any permanents that could attach, those are the things that can attach and even into the future. Teutonic Nightmare says combos with Bludgeon, Brawl, and Michelson Lattice. I have no idea what that is. Then everything attaches? All right, then. What about... I think Bestow Creatures would work, in my opinion. I think the Bestow Creatures would work perfectly. Old Boy says, this is just a one-sided show and tell. All stuff without attachment effects just fall off. Fall off where? Onto the battlefield or into the graveyard? I don't, like, if that is the case, we might need a judge for that. If that is the case, then, I mean, the card's broken. Of course, it's just supremely broken. It's danger! But if it is only for the attachment types of cards, I think this card is interesting. I think it's cool, especially since you can just basically... You can still interact with the creature on the battlefield. Whatever all this stuff went on, you just, I don't know, Doomblade the damn thing and it's dead. And all the stuff falls off. If it is true that you can one-side the show and tell everything in play and the non-aura-like, equipment-like cards fall off into the graveyard, then it would be sort of fair. We got Craig here. Oh, wait, this would let you attach equipment to an opponent's creature. That's normally useless, but that's something. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield attached to target creature. That's true, actually. Okay, so you now can give the opponent some stuff as well. You might be able to do something devious. Now, normally you can't even give an equipment to the opponent, but I don't know how many equipment there are that would, like, punish the opponent for having the equipment in play. I am on the battlefield. I am a creature. Epic Nate, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has got to the point where monsters attached to other monsters will get to it eventually. No, we're already there. Have you ever heard of Mutate? Have you heard of it? And it was terrible. It was the worst rule. It was the worst mechanic of all time. Easily top 5. So stupid. So complicated. Nobody liked Mutate. Okay, we got High Wind. Well, it's already 2 mana to attach all Aura's equipment you have. Yeah, some cards make it easily, but do we have it in blue? Do we have it in Convede? Which would be convenient for a mono blue equipment deck. Azorius with Light Paws. Oh god, that's right. Light Paws is going to be back in this metagame. There are -X auras too. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. Although, you know, this is a really complicated way to kill a creature, in my opinion. Equipment will work, but auras would fall off if an illegal target. We can still put auras on opponent's creatures. There's nothing illegal about that. It's just equipment that you're normally not allowed to put on an opponent's creature. How many auras are illegal? I wouldn't think that many. Most auras, you can just put them anywhere. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you can give somebody a Rancor if you really want to. We have any other comments on this card? Convede is such a funny word. Is it even real? I'm going to quickly look it up. Convede. You can never tell when the AI is using a real word or not a real word. Okay, it is the past tense of convene, which is come or bring together for a meeting, activity, or assemble. It actually sort of makes it actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, we're gonna convene all the auras and equipment and mutate creatures and bestow creatures all at once on the battlefield. Okay, this is cool. This is a sick card. Very sick card, Convene. Coming to well, I wouldn't say a local game store near you, but it's coming to a Magic game near you. Okay, next up we got Sigir, Chargin of Inquisitor. Reminds me of Inquisition of Kozilek. It is a black 2/0 creature. It dies instantly on the battlefield. But it's got Death Touch. Maybe it touched itself to death. Whenever this creature attacks, exile the battlefield. No wonder it has no power. Sorry, no toughness. It is so powerful. This card is so unbelievably powerful that it actually, you better go through the hoops to actually keep it alive and attack with it and kill off everything. What's really funny is the Death Touch part. I mean, I guess you could block with it in theory, but if you attack with it, it's over. Like, the Death Touch isn't even relevant. You're not even going to deal any damage. Exile the battlefield. It's going to exile itself. I think it's actually quite fitting, the Sigir Chargin of Inquisitor. It's a Saga, by the way. Like, its creature type is Saga. A legendary artifact Saga at that. What else do we have here? When Watch's Roots defaced blood children in the hot of Scorpheon. Okay, that doesn't make any... That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Did I lose chat here? So Sigir is basically a prime, what's the type of call? It's like a prime type of card to reset the board in a nasty way. You don't get anything. Would this get banned in Commander? Is that possible? Maybe not. It's not exactly Upheaval. Upheaval is just a one-card shabam. I mean, you have to put some sort of Lord effect in play. Put the Lord effect in play. Play your Sigir, Chargin of Inquisitor. get to, what's it called? Get to attack. Like, it has summoning sickness, so even if this thing is alive, it also has to survive all the removal. You lose everything. Okay, we've got... Okay, my chat was stuck. Now I see everybody. I'm very happy. Yeah, I lost chat for, like, I'm lagging hard. The rest of us, we hear. It's lagging, I think. Okay, hopefully it's not going to be lagging on the replay. This is detrimental to yourself, so probably not banned. Yeah, we're back. Everyone's back. I'm happy to see you. Oh, you guys can see yourselves here over here as well, if you guys get stuck or not. Okay, we have Caro Talks. LOL. It being a saga means it also dies because it has no saga counters on it, so even if you have a lord, it still dies. I don't think that's going to count in this case because saga is the creature type, not the card type. Now, you would be right if it was the card type. It would instantly go to the graveyard. But saga is the creature type in this case, which is just a very different... Its creature type is not a card type. Oh boy says, last card, if an effect attempts to put a permanent that isn't an aura, equipment, or fortification onto the battlefield attached to an object or player, it enters the battlefield unattached. Oh my god, okay, so the last card was broken. Last card, it danger! The last card, okay, we can put that on the bingo card. I believe it danger is something here. Where is it danger? There has to be an it danger spot, right? Oh, it danger is at the top left. Remember, you guys are all in charge of the bingo card. Kara's like, I hate this card. Ship it anyway. You can't really float mana with it, at least. It needs to be instant speed. Huh? Someone sent a rule quote while chat was lagging. Okay, no, yeah, I got the rule. It's all good. Any other things? Where are we on the bingo? This card surely checks something. It checks... Okay, I don't know about the bingo card. Maybe it votes for deeply? It maybe votes for deeply because that's exactly where it's going when it enters the battlefield by any generic case. So we can say that it votes for deeply. It's a vote. It's voting for something. Voting to its death. Okay. Sigir of Chargen, the Inquisitor. We're going to say it's legal because it is unbelievably difficult to use. Next up, we've got Port of Gnef. This is a 6 mana, 3 loyalty saga. +1. Create a 1/1 white cat beast creature token. Then all other permanents enter the battlefield this turn. What? What? I make one, then all other permanents. Hold on, but they're there already. Okay, hold on. Maybe that's not crazy. It's just literally the cards, the permanent. I guess. Oh, I see. Permanents that haven't entered the battlefield effect are just going to enter the battlefield again. Fascinating. Because permanents, they're already permanents. They're already there. But I guess they're just going to trigger again for no arbitrary reason. Then we got for -1, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with flying, then mill 3 cards. That one's useless. I think we're just going to go +1 all day. Oh no, you know what? +1 does have one downside. Your opponents might have more ETBs than you do. Because it just says, then all other permanents enter the battlefield this turn. Including your opponents. So if your opponent has more ETBs. It also might reset the loyalty on Planeswalkers, right? I think so the +1, we take it to 4, it resolves. Actually, what is then all other permanents? All other permanents to the 1/1 white cat, or all other permanents to the Port of Gnef? It's not actually a little ambiguous. I don't know exactly what they're talking about here. Yeah, I would assume it's all other permanents, so it's not actually going to blink the loyalty on this particular Planeswalker, but it'll blink the loyalty on all the other ones. I think that's an interesting idea. So all other permanents, they basically get exiled, but it's doing it in a way that you get to keep the tokens because they're just entering the battlefield. They're not leaving. They're just entering all over again as if they had never left in the first place. I don't know what the rest of you, but okay, so the rest of you guys, you can see that the chat is like, I don't know, snagged, clogged. Something wrong with YouTube lately. I heard YouTube was like down big time the other day. A lot of people had trouble connecting or streaming or doing anything. It was down. Maybe YouTube has a cold at the moment. The Port of Gnef. I like it. You know what? We're not going to abort this card. It actually sort of Zybers a little bit. I think the ETB people, they're going to love it. They're going to love it big time. Uh-oh. We have a card that has absolutely no name. Nothing. Nameless. But I'll tell you what. It still costs something. It costs 2 mana. And it's technically in the Dimir colors. It's a 2/1 snow artifact creature construct. We don't know where it came from. We don't know what it does. We don't know what it's named. But I guess we're going to commandeer it as our pet anyway. Round up to 1 other target creature. They can't be blocked. What the hell does that mean? Round up to 1 other target creature? Oh, okay, so it actually just did say what that means. They can't be blocked. Oh, we're back. We got our the chat is back. I love the chat when it arrives. Love the AI videos. First time being in one live. Congratulations. Yeah, it's untapped in the round. They can't be blocked. Then we have we have the weirdest, what's it called? Flavor text. Covered like Moros, certain mechanitalic particular untap symbol. I've never seen the untap symbol in the flavor text. Rune our allies to Deezer. They must be easy into their swam and unappreciation says right. Someone named their kid right. What is this? I think it's Joltic Herder or it's Fultic Herder. I can't read the text. Untap untap you got to untap that flavor. That flavor is to be untapped. Hey there, Starfruits. Welcome to the show. Unblockable as a keyword wasn't good enough, apparently. No, it wasn't. They had to do it the really long way. Round up to 1 other target creature. Whatever the hell that means. At least they specified it. New mechanic round. Oh yeah, they can't round up to 1 other target creature. Oh, I guess the idea is we're making another creature unblockable. Okay, that's, I believe, is on the bingo square. New mechanic. I think there is a mechanic. Retired mechanic. No. Zybers reaches. New keyword. No. Real keyword. Fake reminder. What the hell? Target acquired. Or maybe there isn't. Breaks color pie. Okay, I'm wrong. I thought there was something new over there. Yeah, gotta round up the mount creatures, says Steve Cooper. Yeah, so we're making a creature unblockable. That's about it. Is round up a new mechanic? In some sense, yes, because the creature itself is not unblockable or can't be blocked. It rounds up. It makes another creature unblockable. Although it's a very ambiguous how this works because it's not an ETB. Like when does it trigger? I would say technically this doesn't work. Like it doesn't really tell us when the other card gets rounded up. Unless that's just an effect of like entering the battlefield. We have quickness card. Port of Gnef goes infinite, blinks itself and can +1 indefinitely. Well, no, that's the thing. So with that last card, it's possible when it says then all other permanents enter the battlefield this turn. It's possible that it's referencing itself as not the other permanents. Like it is the permanent, and then all the other permanents other than Port of Gnef get blinked. Otherwise, yes, you'd be correct. As I actually missed that. So if the card actually works, it has to be that way. Otherwise, it would infinitely blink itself to victory. Now, that would be a little too strong. Okay, we're going to take a look at more AI-generated cards, but we are going to thank our sponsor today, Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online, my favorite digital client, to play your favorite paper formats, but digitally online at your time, your convenience. They got a lot of tournaments for Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy. They got Commander. You can go find a pod for competitive and casual Magic and have access to all the cards. A lot of people, they don't like to own 2 copies of their deck between paper and digital. And you don't have to anymore. When you rent them with Mana Traders, you just rent whatever you want and send them back later. You can support the channel by using coupon code Nikachu _649 for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. How about that? All right, back to our Back to our AI generated cards. Hopefully we still have enough cards. Chat today is like really weird. It's like last card might be able to flicker tokens. Maybe. Chat is so janky. It's like I only get to see you like once every 5 minutes and then it updates for some reason. You can all see that we're all stuck on Leon Corgi, untap the flavor. The flavor must be untapped. Anyway, this card is a bunch of cloud poo. You can see all the cloud poo in the art right there. There's tons of cloud poo. I say it goes to the rank. Does not function enough as an actual Magic the Gathering card. Okay, Root Pack Elemental. This is a 4-mana, 3/2 creature, and it's missing a creature type. It's got no creature type. What creature are you? You're so ambiguous. You're like sort of an elemental, but maybe you're in an onion. You're an onion man. 3/2. Tap. You may put a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your library into your graveyard. That's interesting. It's a tutor. What's very funny, you may do it. In fact, you could tap this card all you want and then not do it if you want. It knows whether he looks new and substances that sleep delight each other in the Kimu wind. I'm curious, what are the best cards to put in your graveyard with this card? Because it very specifically does say mana value 3 or less, so you're not going to get like the best of the Reanimator cards. You could get like, so you're not going to get the best of the Reanimator targets. On the other hand, there might be cards like zombies that be played from the graveyard. What else would work well in the graveyard? I don't know. And accumulated knowledge. So there might be some cards where if you have more of them in the graveyard, the card gets stronger. What else does Root Pack Elemental do? I need the help of chat, but chat is stuck. I hope this is not going to be like this for the custom card show. That would be brutal. We back. Oh my god, it was recognized. There's no shuffle. It danger! It danger! Yeah, we can restack our deck however we want. There is already a repeatable graveyard tutor. Oh, so you're saying this is nothing special? Oh, cards with escape? Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, card with escape, flashback. It's a good idea. Islam says, how do you do this action without searching or shuffling your library? You may put a non-land card, Mavel 3. I assume you are searching in some capacity. But when you search... Oh, you know what it is? Okay, hold on. This is how I get it. You are looking through your library, but you can't reorder anything. So you have to pick up your deck, and you just put anything into the graveyard, and then you have to put the deck back as it is. All right? So you cannot change the order. You just go through your deck, put a card into the graveyard, and then no shuffling. Yeah, you are not allowed to change your deck order while searching. It just doesn't matter since you always usually have to shuffle anyway. The chat got Ligma, I agree. Sheevlord, there's a bingo space for missing card type. You got that right, Sheevlord. All right, we got missing everything, really. Missing subtypes or stats. Yeah. Have you found my creature type? It has amnesia. It doesn't remember its creature type. Digital card only. You can make this work in paper, I think. Pick a card at random from your library face down, and if it's a mana value 3 or less, put it into the graveyard or put it back. That's one way of doing it. I think it's a bit weird. We got it, Alk. Thanks for letting us know. Narcomoeba will just come back into play with this. Oh, that's true. We got Narcomoeba synergy because it came into the graveyard with anything. Oh, Creeping Chill. Oh no, sorry. Creeping Chill is 4 mana. No, that doesn't work. Creeping Chill is offline. Oh, what else do we have here? Gravecrawler would be an easy choice. I don't know if that's like the best option though. So as we said, like we can't even break this card because it's mana value 3 or less. So our options for, you know, you basically have to only get value stuff. You can only get value cards. You got to be honest with this card. It's an honest graveyard tutor, and it also lets you see the future. That's what's going on in its big onion head. It can see the future. If only you could see what the Root Pack Elemental could see, you'd be just as scared as he is. Looks like we're losing the chat like every 5 minutes. I get chat for 5 minutes and then it's gone. Yeah, anyone else? Chat is screwed. Okay, Hexenort says that's not bad. Kind of expensive, not in the right color, but not broken or bad. I think a lot of players would play this card, especially since it should get you value every single turn, more or less. Yeah, repeatable tutor. Yeah, I know. It looks like an onion. The realist. Here's the good news. You guys, even though your chat is super lagged, you can still watch the show. That's really important. Now is our chance. Can't see us. Well, for the moment, that is. Are you able to open the YouTube stream and read the chat? No. The chat is just stuck for me. How about this? I'm gonna refresh the thing for a second. I'll see if it fixes anything. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I'll get everything else back. Let's see if that fixed it. I don't think it did. I don't think it fixed anything. We're still stuck at Sulfim. That's okay. Okay. I like the root pack elemental. It's good enough for me. It's doable. Okay, next up, we got Purpose of the Endless Construct. Looking for purpose in its endless life. This is a 3-mana enchantment. Now, if white cast this spell, this land enters tapped. Unfortunately, it's not a land, so it doesn't enter tapped. Tapped out of black mana. That is actually on par for being a completely worthless commander card. So, I mean, the difference is, so there's a lot of mana rocks and artifacts that are bad like this. It's a 3-mana, like three mana rock, which are just, pathetic by today's standards. No one's going to play those cards. I don't know, is anyone playing 3-mana rocks that only add 1 mana? That's right, you're not. And if you are, it's got to have some, like, random synergy with the rest of your deck. Otherwise, the only benefit to this is it's not an artifact, so you're not going to be affected by, like, Null Rod. You're not going to be affected by, Collector Oof. You won't get blown up by the artifact destruction. So it's, like, a little bit more durable than those artifacts. And also, what's really interesting, it's an enchantment that taps for mana. That's also very unusual. You don't see that every day. Okay, it says, you see becoming a fishy. The base footstep in Femorist. You see becoming a fishy. I am becoming a fishy, aren't I? I'm becoming an amazing fishy. I don't really have a whole lot of commentary on this card. Is there anything else that's useful about this? If white was cast the spell, this land enters tapped. If white was cast the spell, it would actually make the card worse. It'd be a mana rock that comes into play tapped. It gave us an additional ability that gives us no additional benefit. Unless we have to dodge bullets somehow. Unless there's a card that punishes us for having our cards in play untapped. Okay, next up. I'm probably going to miss all the commentary on this card. Next, we have Captain Lightning Dom. Fascinating. The Crack of Lightning. This is a 4-mana 1/1 wall. It's interesting. We have a picture of a wall in the art. And maybe this is not actually a person. This is just like the essence, the aura of the wall. The wall's strength. It's enchanted with the soul of somebody. I never actually thought of it like that. All the walls are creatures, as if they are a living, breathing thing. Maybe they are literally living things. They've got the soul of some other creature or something in them. Whenever this creature attacks, exile target card from your graveyard. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. How is that gonna happen? It's a wall. Oh, no, wait. It's a wall without defender, actually. Walls are womps. Yeah, womp. Very, very white effect. The fleshes have been reached. This creature exile target. Oh, the fleshes have been reached! Yeah, we exiled the card from a graveyard. The fleshes reaches the fleshes. The fleshes have been reached. Could be any card. Chat works for viewers. Oh, I see. Maybe open your own. Well, even if I open my own stream, I can't click on your stuff. For the last one, bingo, but it's still a land. Let's see. No, but it's not still a land. It mentioned that it was a land. If white has cast this spell, this land enters tapped. That's very specifically say, but it's still land. Yeah, give it a minute. It'll freeze again. Maybe it's because you, Sulfin. Last time, you were the last comment before we got jammed up. It's okay, I don't want to blame you. We got the last, Axolot. Walls can attack now. They reworked that to Defender. Yeah, I understand, like, this particular wall does not have Defender in this case. I will do you embalmed a self-child thing. That sounds disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. We're gonna embalm a self-child? What the hell? Steve Cooper says, just change it to if the exiled card is a creature card, gain life equal to its toughness or something. I know. There's all sorts of ways of making things easier. The AI always goes the hard way. I appreciate everyone knows what the fleshes being reached means. Okay, Craig says, walls can't attack by definition, so it's not going to do much attacking. Well, that's how it used to be. All walls had to have Defender, and now I think usually walls have Defender, or maybe 100% of the time. In this case, a wall doesn't not necessarily have to have Defender. Emperor! Hello, been a while since I got to attend a live one. Have you had any fun ones today or just broken ones? These are all fun. A lot of new design spaces with these cards. Another, the fleshes have been reached. It actually, it warms my heart. Everyone knows what the fleshes being reached means. Get stuck on Sulfum again. Unbelievable. Oh no, we got more comments. Lightning Dom Mommy is the wall you can always lean on. Aw, that's right. Mudasir, I'd appreciate in today's video, but to be honest, just interacting with AI nowadays is depressing. Remember, this is not real. This is not real AI. This is not the LLM type of powerful AI that we see today. This is garbage AI that existed before, you know, open AI even came into existence. It's like it's a weird text generating script that tries to predict what a magic card would say, and that's why these cards look so damn random. It's like AI before actual AI came. It's like level, I don't know, 5 IQ AI basically. Yeah, garbage AI is more fun anyway. Yeah, this AI is not going to become Skynet. Probably not. Probably not. You imagine they eventually hook this AI up to an actual I don't know, agentic super AI, and then it comes attacks us all for how much we made fun of it. I remember when you made fun of me. I didn't forget. Okay, next, we'll say, okay, well, this card's, it's doable. That's a doable card. I don't know who the hell will play this thing. It's doable. It's a weird, what's it called? Weird graveyard hate. We have a card with no name. Another no-name card. No one wants to name themselves today. It's a 5-mana 2/3. It's a gnome creature. It actually is quite fitting for a garden gnome. You know, this garden gnomes travel all over the world. You have no idea what its name is. It's a green. For 1 green mana, tap, you may put a creature name from target player's hand onto the battlefield. What, is that how we're going to give it its name? What the hell is going on here? You may put a creature name from target player's hand onto the battlefield. Okay, this is, it's gone too far. So it steals names. Hello, my name is Your name could be Jace the Mind Sculptor, apparently. Oh, it has to be a creature name. Super Elvish Piper. Yeah, you could say well, chaos sort of ensued. The card has no... It has no name! Oh my god. Wonder, was that an accident? Or did the AI actually catch that one itself? Can I understand how we pronounce the card? Or how we even just pronounce the word in general. We have Raywin says, this particular AI method is called recurrent neural networks. It is definitely not as performant as large language models or transformers of today. Nope. So that's what makes it fun. Emperor says, you name the card sorry, where are we? Emperor, you name the card yourself. It's like that old Pokemon card where you wrote your name on it's Pikachu. It's very unfeeling. Steve Cooper says, I put Shieldred the Apocalypse's name on the field, not the creature, though. We have Starfruit. This does work since you put the name sticker on the battlefield. Oh my god. Is this a sticker card? Now my chat thing is janky. I'm clicking a bunch of chats I'm not intending to. Don't worry, Ryan, you're not late. You're here just on time. Liam Corgi, it needs to be a shapeshifter and become a creature from an opponent's hand. Those gnomes, you know, they're creepy. They can do anything. Finfinity says, ChatGPT generating cards are actually decent design-wise. Yeah, because it's smart. But if all these cards were smart, they wouldn't be interesting. If all these cards were smart, we wouldn't have this bingo card full of complete nonsense. We wouldn't have the fleshes being reached. The fleshes being reached would never happen. We wouldn't have cloud poo. Okay, we have Barbara Flight. Thank you so much for your super chat. Over a year of missing AI streams live, I'm here. 2 cards for me, please. Absolutely. I believe 5 pounds is probably... Okay, well, I haven't seen you in a long time. And also, thank you very much, Captain Rumia. Thanks to your super chat, we'll take a look at another card. If there's cards left. We might be running out of cards on this stream because I'm doing this show sort of in advance of another stream. The cards aren't as funny as they were a few years ago. Well, you know, maybe the novelty has worn off a little bit, but it's still there. It would be interesting if there's no name card. The effect could be its name becomes X with its abilities and stats. Well, that's like, isn't that like certain clone cards, like Evil Twin or whatever, or Evil Imposter? No, maybe it's Evil Twin. That it assumes like the name and card of everything else. Does nothing? You know, it does something, and I'll tell you why. So if it gets the name, you may put a creature name from target player's hand onto the battlefield, or maybe it does nothing. Okay, it's because it's not actually absorbing the name of anything. If it absorbs something's name, then it can be affected by Pithing Needle. Then it can be hit by Phyrexian Revoker. But actually, yeah, you know what? I actually agree. I think this card actually does nothing. It puts a sticker on the battlefield, and I don't even know how to use it. So this is definitely a does nothing type of card. I think the curators generally pick more functional cards nowadays. Oh, you need a mix, you know? You have some functional cards, you got some random garbage. Anyway, I would say this is random garbage. It's trash, but maybe it's not super trash. There are more super trash cards out there. Liliana's Soul! That sounds deep. We have a 3-mana instant, Casualty 2. Oh, I don't remember what Casualty does. Change the target of target spell with a single target. Casualty 2. Change the target of target spell. Okay, I like that. But I don't remember what Casualty... Does anyone remember what this is? We got Masticina says, hey, at least it shows you all the creatures of the player's hand. Yeah, you get to see everything of what they have. It's like a peekaboo. Why would you ever casualty this? I don't even know what it is. What is Casualty 2? Casualty MTG mechanic. I gotta look it up. The keyword from the Streets of New Capenna that allows players to copy instant or sorcery spells by paying an additional cost, sacking a creature with a specific N or greater. The copy resolves before the original spell, and new targets can be chosen for it. That sounds good. So the reason this would work is if there are several spells on the stack that you could redirect the target. Yeah, it's a bit weird to have it on this one because, like, changing the target of a single spell on the stack, not very useful. In fact, not good at all. Helps a little bit with anti-strike. Yeah, just a little bit. So like they'll have several spells on the stack, and you can change the target of 2 of them. That makes it pretty expensive. So I mean, if there's a big stack, I'll tell you what this can do. It's the ultimate negate to counter spells. Like if there's a counter spell war, you can Liliana's Soul, Casualty 2, and change the target of counter spells directly to the Liliana's Soul. So you can like basically redirect 2 counter spells at once with 1 card. Yeah, if you care about things that become targeted, it's very relevant. Change the target of an extra turn spell and counter. Oh, how many? Well, how many? And your counter is being countered. How many extra turn cards says target player gets an extra turn? Most of those cards are just like you take an extra turn. Might be wrong. Casualty makes illicit shipment epic as a tutor. If it was copy the spell, you target it would be better. It would, wouldn't it? On. If it was, yeah, if it would copy it, it's just a misdirection, as is. That can be something more. It can be multiple misdirections. Yeah, it is very funny that they experiment with casualty on a redirect spell. Yeah, this casualty is like a sacrifice kicker. Well, it's okay. I'll tell you this much. I mean, this card works, and because it works, it's going to be given a pass. Oh, next we got recruitment. Oh my god, I can feel we're running out of cards. Okay, recruitment is a 4-mana enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchant creature has tap. Choose a color. Okay, then what? Then what do I do? Okay, I choose red. Is that it? We're done? Does it do something? Does it do nothing? Okay, so what is it? It is permanent. It just puts... You know what's funny? It says it's an enchantment, not even an aura. It needs to be an aura to enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has tap, choose a color. I don't know where that would come in handy, unless you really need to get your creature tapped for one reason or another. You can arbitrarily tap your creature so you can untap it later for Inspired. Inspired is this mechanic where when the creature untaps, you get an ability. What else can this card do? Add to your red devotion count. has done nothing. Yeah, we did does nothing. We have a lot of does nothings today. I choose Dirtle or Turtle. Turtle or Dirtle. OP with untap symbol. Oh yeah, maybe. So yeah, maybe this is an arbitrary way of tapping your creature so you can untap it with an untap ability. The chat got Ligma again. Well, the chat is getting Ligma all day today. If the creature told you to choose a color already, can you choose additional colors with this? I don't think so. Highwind is like, I'm going to choose purple just for the sake of choosing purple around here. You don't even get to look at the color. Just choose it. Yeah, you choose the color, and it has absolutely no point. Does it hit anything else on this bingo card? Players the card, undefined X. Target unacquired. What is target unacquired for? Chaos ensues, retired mechanic. No, I don't know. Recruitment! Garbage. Supreme garbage. More garbage than anything I could possibly imagine. Okay, we go on to our next card. Ooh, it's Confiscate. This is a 3-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 7 or more cards in hand, you gain 4 life. Very nice. Very, very well done. Draw a card, then return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. If you don't, sacrifice this enchantment unless you pay green. So I have to do all these? That seems like incredible value. So it's at 3 mana, we gain 4 life, draw an extra card, and return our land. We can return a fetch land that we sacrificed from the graveyard back to our hand. This is insane value. Just a waste into a Wonder of the Flowers to Musp, Kangarus for side. I assume in the event that you don't have a land in your graveyard, then you have to sack the enchantment unless you pay a green. It's a bit win more. You need 7+ cards in hand. Well, and it'll be easier to keep that 7+ cards in hand. Not necessarily. I don't know if it's necessarily win more. It's like what's it called? It reminds me of Library of Alexandria, where you only get to draw the card if you have 7 cards in your hand. But because you are drawing a card and also returning a card from your graveyard back to your hand, you can always keep that 7-card threshold very strong. Seriously, what is going on with Nikachu the stream at this unusual time? I am going on vacation next week, so there will be no streams next week. Therefore, I am doubling the streams this week so that you guys have content to watch on the replay for the people that like to watch on the replay. Matthew says, haven't watched in a while. Good to see the flavor text is still nonsensical as always, as it is very nonsensical. I'm very happy to see so many people like to show up in the morning, though. We already have a card named Confiscate, by the way. Oh, disqualified. Instant disqualified. Cannot have the same name as a real card. Cannot. Card's not legal. Confiscate already exists. Good call, John. Very, very good call. Highwind says, you have to have 7 cards to get all the value. Otherwise, you need to pay an upkeep or sack it. So it is. It makes some sense right there. Change name and print it. I think the card is busted. Well, okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? I actually think this card is really strong. I think it's unbelievably strong. This is just a lot of value. You basically draw 2 cards a turn. If you have a fetch land in the graveyard, you're going to get your fetch land back every turn. And you're going to draw an extra card every turn. It's very easy. So, like, you're going to go... okay, and you plus you draw an extra card every turn. So, you're going to go up to 10 cards every single turn. Right? So, you have 7 cards in hand. Upkeep, draw 1 extra card, put a land in your hand. Now you're up to 9. And then go to your turn, draw a card. So, you can play that land, go down to 8, play a creature, an artifact... go down to you go down to 9, then you go down to 8. You play just play 2 things, and you're in such good shape. Breaks flavor. Red is about empty hands. As a red player, I know. That's true. Yeah. Okay. You get that's a color. You could say that's a color pie break. I'll count that for color pie break. Where's? I think there is a color pie thing. Breaks color pie. Red is about exhausting your hand, exerting yourself, going to 0. So your opponent goes to 0 cards in your hand. So your opponent goes to 0 life. Yeah, 7 cards in hand as red though. Do you have the Wheel of Fortune beforehand? Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can build yourself up to this, or you splash for this type of card. Imagine this in a blue deck, or I guess it's a teamer deck in that case. Also, life gain and oh yeah, that's a big color pie break. Get that little bit of 4 life. Red wants that life. Stormy Cat, you know what? I've been looking all my life for this type of card. This is exactly what I need. I don't think it breaks the color pie. Red is the color of extremes. What, extreme life gain? So I think it's a little bit unusual for red. A little bit unusual. Also, I don't know how often red puts lands back into their hand. That's also a very unusual effect. Getting this going isn't going to be that easy. Not that easy at all. Green card in disguise. Well, okay, whoa. It technically is a green card, right? We got a little bit of that green over here, right? So maybe it isn't as big of a color pie break as we're making it out to be. Because this is technically, by by commander color identity rules, this is a Gruul card. It's not mono red. Of course, you can play it in a mono red deck, although you're going to lose it really quickly if you can't meet the requirement of 7 cards in hand. Like, what do you need? You need to have 7 cards in hand, and I think you also need a land card in the graveyard to bring back. Can we appreciate the fire kangaroos? Is there? Oh my God! There's a fire kangaroo in the background. Didn't even notice that. Bass Squared says, how often are you going to have that many cards in hand, though? Well, if you build your deck around this, you could. So, I mean, if you're looking at like a mono red or even Gruul aggro deck, maybe it's not likely. But what if you're playing a what if you're playing a teamer deck? Suddenly becomes a little bit more likely, right? I think it becomes a lot more likely. Okay. I'm going to say this is super doable. Maybe a little too doable around here. Okay, we got super chats. Barbara Flight and Captain Rumio have this is my gnome child, Uncle Istvan. Oh my God, so creepy. Okay, starting with Barbara Flight. Barbara Flight and also Captain Rumio has enough. Their combined super chats can afford a two more cards, because we do go basically every 5 US or 5-ish USD. Steve Cooper paying in Canadian dollars here. I'll accept that, I guess. Okay, Hidetsugu of Restoration. This is a 5-mana 4/4 human soldier. Whenever you commit a crime, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Starting with you, each player votes for Flame or Magnus Power Trampy? I vote for Magnus Power Trampy. If a permanent less colorless was 5 or greater, and each opponent. Okay, this definitely gave up halfway. This is a gave up halfway type of card. 100 million%. Is that, did we do that yet? Gave up halfway? I can't remember if we did the gave up halfway part. Still land. Chaos ensues. Could say it's a chaos ensues. Gave up halfway. There we go. I love the image here. We have like a printer that just stopped working. Has that happened to anybody? I was just reading online not too long ago, like printers are so bad that eventually 3D printers will get so good that it will do the job of a regular printer faster and better than regular printers today at some point. Because the print, I don't know, printers have been out for like decades, and for some reason the technology doesn't get better. It's still a huge pain. The ink is incredibly expensive. The paper still gets jammed up. Still has trouble connecting to the network. Unbelievable. Votes for incomprehensible instead of votes for flying. Yeah, it did not vote for flying. It votes for everything except flying. Consumer printers are the worst. What are industrial printers like? My university had like an industrial printer. I don't think it did any better. Professional printers are good. The companies just sell us garbage. Start off pretty good, then takes a hard left into what? Oh yeah, turned a hard corner into Garbageville. Okay, Craig says, as someone who uses 3D printers semi-regularly, we passed that point years ago. Oh, 3D printers are just much better than regular printers now. You'll print you'd rather print your homework on a 3D printer before you print like on a regular piece of paper. We got Pixel Rainbow. Honestly, at this point, it's actually better to buy an office printer rather than a home printer. I never looked into the cost of an office printer. Okay, Big Mike says, industrial thermal printers, black, white only, are nuts good, no ink required, but needs special paper. Oh, that's how they get you, huh? They need the special paper. Emperor says, ink being expensive is so they can sell the printers themselves for cheap. As I understand, I know their strategy. I know a lot of people that tell me, oh, I got such a good deal on a printer. It was $30. It was $5, of course, but the ink is not, you're not going to find the ink for $30. But it's actually cheaper to just buy a new printer each time because they come with ink included. What a life hack! That is absolutely incredible. I never thought of it that way. That's such a good idea. Stop buying ink. Start buying printers that come with ink. How had I never heard of this? That's so stupid. That it would look so ridiculous in someone's garbage of throwing out a printer like every I don't know, half a year or something. The ink cartridge inside the new printers are half empty. It still might be valuable. Think of the economics. When people can catch on, they'll probably reduce the ink. They'll probably like sell you the printer with no ink at that point. All right. I love how everyone is so passionate about the printer ink thing. We can all relate, right? We can all relate to the just absolute garbage technology. You know, the world can do such phenomenal things. We've engineered amazing technology in the world, but the printer somehow it never went anywhere. It's still in the Stone Age. We basically peaked in printer technology in 1970. Okay, what do we say about I mean, there's nothing else to talk about this card. It's pure garbage. It said, whenever you commit a crime, so when you target someone, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. That's fair. But then, starting with you, I mean, the rest of it just falls off. Each player votes for Flame or Magnus Power Trampy. And if a permanent less colorless was 5 or greater, and each opponent, then just doesn't finish its sentence. That's so sad. Okay, so okay, we ran out of cards here at Robo Rosewater Masters, but I'll tell you what, we have a backup plan. We have the uncurated section. Oh, how often do they update? Oh no, they don't update this thing very often. Did we see these cards? I think we might have seen almost all these cards before. I might be just eating these super chats. The problem is they don't have enough cards available for us unless I go super deep into the past. Hold on, what do we got here? I don't know how far we have to go into the past to find cards I've never done before. Have we ever done this one? The Friend Landstead 4 mana art. Like, how far is this? I remember that card. Yeah, the Tree Fleshes, we've done that one. We might have no more cards to show for today. The Needle Stopper, other Apple Creek. Yeah, we've done that one before. The problem is I'm doing this show like almost a week in advance than usual. So the inventory of cards are unavailable. Okay, how about this? Okay, how many super chats do we have here? We have, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a deal with all of you. We have, combined with Captain Rumia and Barbara Flight, and also Steve Cooper with the $10 super chat, we will look at 3 more super chats. We'll look at 3 more cards at the end of the next AI show. It can't be done this time because there's not enough cards. But in 3 weeks, there will be definitely enough cards. So we're going to have to call it a day today. But I will owe you. Just remind me, Steve Cooper. We have 3 extra super chats as thanks to Barbara Flight, Captain Rumia, and you, Steve Cooper. Okay, that's going to be it for today. Although the chat is a bit jank right now, but I know you're there. I know you're there in spirit. As usual, we do these shows... Normally, we do these shows 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, but so far, I've been doing some streams in the morning and the evening, and they've been really popular. We might have a time change. Just warning everyone. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show, and also super chat so we see extra cards. Thank you so much for everyone being here today. People like Pedgeman, we got Masticina, Benjamin Berkey, Captain Rumio, Sheevlord, Korbanik, Frequency, Steve Cooper, Toilet Duck, Mercenary, Islarf, Emperor, Leon Corgi. We have Loris, Big Mike, Boneless, Sheevlord. Who else do we have here? Pixel Rainbow. We got Craig, Rick Sizu, Flavor, Soulfim, The Unlocked, Ryan Harris. We got Matthew. Who else do we got here? We got Narendra Cat. We got... I think I got Emperor and Korbanik, and many more, my coffee crew. Okay, we got everybody here. Don't worry. It's not lost. It's just being saved, Steve Cooper. We're going to get your super chats next time. I promise. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees. We're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.